player Eze Ekutoziam had an interview with Super Sports, and then he made a revelation that is so shocking, so shocking. I don't want to believe that revelation at all. I don't want to believe that interview, what he said. He said Kanu Nwankwo, the chairman of Enyimba Football Club, asked him when he got injured while playing for the club, Enyimba Football Club, that the club asked him to pay for his own injury, that the amount of money that he needed to fund the injury, to fund the surgery and the medical care. The club, Kanu Nwankwo, asked him that the club, Enyimba, will loan him the money. So therefore, they are going to borrow him the money. So when he recovers, he will be paying the money from his salary back to the club, Enyimba. This is the height we have gotten to in Nigerian football. When I come here to talk about these things, so many people don't want to talk about this thing because everybody is focusing more on European football. It's good because that is where many people get traffic. That is where you see them Man U, Chelsea following the years. I'm a lover of European football, so I support Premier League. But then I get angry because I know what boys are facing on the field of play. I know what is around this game so well, and it pains me that we Africa are behind and nothing is happening. That is why I'm so happy when I hear other parts of the continent like South Africa, Egypt, Algeria doing something good. That is why I talk about, so that it can mount pressure on the Nigerian football sector. Look at now, if a player can get injured for a team like Enyimba, a professional football club like that, one of the biggest clubs in Nigeria, and then they ask him to pay for his injury, then how much more other? Because this guy even came online to say it. What of other that have passed through this kind of stories that are not able to talk because they are scared or they don't just want to talk about it? Now we don't know what this guy might be facing currently. In fact, the club might even sack him. I remember the last time Brown Ideye came online to talk about they were being paid 7,000 naira for feeding to go and play away matches, and he said a whole lot of things, and then people were blasting him. This is the level of Nigerian football where we have gotten to. That is why players in abroad can have problem with their club. They cannot come back to Nigerian league to play. That is why Nigerian league players who are currently playing, if they do well one season, they can't continue because they know that if they continue, if they sustain injury or if anything happens to them, their career is gone. They will decide to run away to a place where they can first of all get a greener pasture, and that greener pasture not even in Europe, because if they go to Europe, they might not make money immediately. They will go to African countries where they get signed for $20,000, $10,000 to even first of all buy land, start up small building, achieve little thing first before even thinking of Europe about future, because Europe are meant for young players and players who believe that they have a lot of future. That is the level we have gotten to in Nigeria League. How long can we continue this thing? But then, you know what I like about this thing? After this interview, now a whole lot have come. Mandatory insurance now from the LMC league management company now have come out now to say a new proposal is being debated to ensure every NPFL club, Nigerian club, provides comprehensive medical insurance for players, covering 100% of on-field injuries. One. Secondly, now there are talks of point deductions for clubs found guilty of neglecting player medical bills. So, which means though no official ruling have been made yet, but this rules now is going to change from now. If players come out to speak out, a lot of things will change, honestly, because majority of the club owners in Nigeria are not individuals, they are not private people, they are owned by government, and governments appoint political politicians to handle our football. But now, most times, if you watch my videos, I talked about Nigerian football, how we should hand it over to businessmen, football business people like South Africa did, like the way they are doing. Look at Mosepe, look at I've forgotten this man, Ivy Koza. These people are businessmen, but they know much about football. That is why their football is going higher. But not Nigeria, that hand over football this thing to politicians. Now, we managed to give Kanu Nwankwo, the chairman of Enyimba Football Club. Look at where Enyimba is currently now. Enyimba is even languishing in the Enyimba is where is Enyimba safe? Enyimba is around the 16th on the table after 31 matches. 16. I don't want to believe Kanu Nwankwo is a legend. He's a man. In fact, people used to say I look like Kanu Nwankwo. They used to say I look like Kanu Nwankwo. You understand? I love this man so much. But when we want to talk about reality, we want to talk about truth, because if you see truth and you don't talk about it, one day the truth will still come back to hurt you somehow, directly or indirectly. How can Kanu Nwankwo, who once had a heart problem, and Inter Milan took over that issue, they solved that issue for him, God used Inter Milan to solve it. Now Kanu Nwankwo is in this position to help a player, even remove Enyimba from this matter. At least as an ex-international, if you find yourself in this position and a player like this sustain injury in your club, this kind of injury, ACL, I believe you should find a way, source for sponsors. Even if the club can't sponsor this guy, let them take care of this guy's injury so that at least his career will be secured. Even if he does not play football again, even if the club is not even paying him salary, secure his life first. Let him know that this is what you are doing for him. But yeah, this directive might come from the governor, from the management of the team, but as Kanu that you are, you're supposed to use your influence to say, no baba, no government, this thing no dey work like that. I don dey this game before, now why I dey this position, this thing no fit happen. Even if una talk, so you go call the player, say, bro, look at what government, but me, don't worry, I will contact sponsors for you. This is where I expect Dangote, Boa, those men wey dey promise Super Eagles one go $100 billion. This is where I expect them to come in, to come and support Nigerian league. Not when Nigeria wan play Nations Cup now, they go come and say, if Osimhen score one goal, they will dash am $50,000. Wait till Osimhen wan use your $50,000 do? Nothing. This is the real guys that need this money. We need to help this guy. Let sponsor come in. Let them come in and support. Give them this thing by yourself. If you don't want to hand it over to chairman of the league or find a way as a businessman, interact with this player. Do something. Let us see it.